live from the Workplace Ninja Summit in Luzerne. Highlights, insights, and simply interesting talks. This is the Workplace Ninja Podcast.
Good morning again from the Workplace Ninja Summit 2024. My name is Frans Oudendorp, and finally he's back. Harjit.
Welcome, everybody. Good morning on Wednesday.
Yeah, you can turn the mic a bit up, and then it will be it will be good. No, on top of it, and you move it backwards, then it will be good. Yeah, that's good. Harjit, we missed you in the first recording.
Yeah, how did that go?
Yeah, I don't. Well, we had Matt. Matt always talks, so that's good.
Yeah,
but
that's great.
I missed my co-host, but yeah. But luckily,
you missed me.
Yeah. Luckily, you're back, and I have we are having two fantastic people from Microsoft again. Lavanya. Hello. We had a talk yesterday about CoPilot, but today it will be a bit more on community and what Microsoft does. What is your role within Microsoft? I think yesterday you explained that a little bit, but what are you doing again?
Okay, real quick. I am part of the Intune team, and I very passionately lead the CoPilot efforts for Intune.
Yep.
And also I work very closely with the security CoPilot and other CoPilot teams within Intune and Microsoft.
Yeah. Can you maybe you can take the microphone a bit
Closer.
Yeah, a bit closer, then it will be a bit better.
Okay.
And Lior, one of the main contacts for this event between the Workplace Ninja event and Microsoft. In my opinion, you have a lot of contact with Mikko on that. What's your role within Microsoft?
That's a good question.
Yeah, do you know it?
So I do know I work for Microsoft.
Yeah.
I do know that I care a lot about Microsoft Intune. And I do know I care a lot about our customers and our partners. The focus that I'm currently doing is to look at what's ahead of us with Intune, where we can move forward, how we can reach out to more customers, and how we can make the world a better place. Do you like it?
Yeah. And we are on the Workplace Ninja event here in Switzerland. What is the importance of such a conference like this regarding Microsoft?
It's not important. It's absolutely crucial for us to be in events like that. You know, we sit in corporate America and think about all of the trends and all of the things that our customer needs. Yes, I can wake up in the morning, read some Reddit, Twitter, X, Musk, LinkedIn, and all of those sites. But bottom line, nothing is more important than just sitting with the users, sitting with the people that use your product daily, get the feedback, get their asks, answers the questions, and understand how you can better serve them and how you can better help them moving forward.
It's no better place to be where your customers are, right? You talk to them in person. So it's not just about the community, IT pros, BDMs, things like that, but it's also a great opportunity for us Microsoft people that work together, behind the scenes from wherever we are, right? Seattle and all over the place, and we come together. There's a lot of collaboration to do great things for our customers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, and I love to interact because there are virtual ones. We have the customer connection program where people can join in. But what is the real differences between virtual? I talked on the other recordings as well on this topic because I think it's important that we meet each other physically instead of virtually. What is for you, Lavanya? What is the main difference between virtual and physical?
I think
hugs.
I think when you meet customers in person, there is a contact that you build, there is a partnership that you build, which is at a different level. When you meet virtually, it is that limited time to network and connect and understand how or what their challenges are. But then when you meet in events like this, you get to meet a lot more people who are more local to that region. And second, I could be standing just having my coffee and I'm able to connect with a customer.
Yeah.
I am able to go for a social event and I'm able to connect with 10 more customers, which doesn't happen over a virtual call, right? So for me, that's the stark difference. Again, there are different summits that I've attended and everything is unique in its own way, right? Like for me, I did the Modern Endpoint Summit back in April, and I'm doing this for my very first time, and I'm glad it's the 5th year of Workplace Ninja, and being here is special. But I think what is more unique is meeting customers who are more local to European regions and understanding their challenges, which could be very different from understanding the challenges of a customer based out of US or the APAC region, right? Like, those are the uniqueness that you get from conversations like this, and ensuring that you're able to follow through with the virtual calls. I think it's just a great hybrid combination. So for me, I think we need both of those.
You hit some good points. I think I'll touch upon, like, it also changes the chemistry. Body language is important as well. And like you said, if you're just standing around, next thing you know, right next to you, you're talking to an IT pro or customer, right? It happened to me yesterday. I was walking to try to find a spot, or I was trying to get coffee actually. And two guys come up and one says, "Hey, I want to introduce you to my customer." I'm like, "Okay." And the person happens to be a Microsoft person from Germany. I didn't know. Introduced my customer, I'm talking to them. I started understanding the pain points and things like that. Same thing happened in my AMA session, my Windows AMA session at the end of the day. And we were talking about different, Windows or CoPilot and things like that. And then you suddenly learn, like, why are you not doing it? There are a lot of, like, compliances, policies, and government regulations and stuff that we don't see on the other side of the pond.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
And again, when you think about it from a perspective of GDPR regulations and EU data boundaries, the challenges are very unique, and that's where getting the diverse perspective, as you think about the product ideation and implementation, you always have that in consideration when you write a detailed specification document. That's kind of what I feel is very, very valuable. And to Lior's point, it's a crucial part of the conversation.
Yeah. The other thing is, I'll bring up, and Lior didn't bring this up, is that Lior and I are both involved with MVPs.
Yeah.
Right? We're both product group leads for our own areas. So it is also important to be where they are, to give them the support, to give them, hey, we care about you, we want to hear from you. And they are the ones who are helping us create better products, better solutions, testing things for us and stuff like that.
Two questions on that. First,
ask him.
No. First question. The second one will be on Lior. First question for you, Harjit, because you're a former MVP.
Yep.
Nowadays you're working into Microsoft. How important is it for you to be on the other side before and now within Microsoft? How important is that for you?
I think it's very important. I understand what they're going through. I understand what they want. I know how the program works, right? Because I've been in it.
Yep.
So now I'm able to see that and say, hey guys, I'll go back to the team. Here's what I'm hearing. Here's what we need to fix. And you bring a different perspective to them. So I think it's very important. Yeah.
And the second question on that is, if I'm viewing this video, and I'm a normal sysadmin, how can I interact with the teams on the other side? How can I give feedback? What are the opportunities that I have as a normal sysadmin, for example?
So you won't believe how much information we collect from feedback from our customers. And let me tell you that to give us feedback, you don't need to sit with us in the same room. You don't even have to give us a phone call. Let me give you an example. how we actually take feedback back. When we release blogs on our Microsoft IT Pro, and you add a comment, it's not a comment that was added to the blog. We're actually evaluating each one of it. In some cases, when we need clarification, we always reach out to the individuals. When I post a message on LinkedIn and there is a feedback, you can ask how many people of them I actually ping them back and say, hey, let's connect very quickly. I'd like to hear more about what you said, what you've been doing. So all of these type of feedbacks, this is what is so crucial for us. And you know what? Let me tell you another secret. When we launch a product, and like this awesome person on my left, Lavanya over here, launching a product, we don't launch product 100% of the features right away.
Yeah.
We are launching it in steps.
Yeah.
And when we launch the first step, you have something to react to. And some of the reactions are great, some of the reactions could be nicer, but the idea behind it is it's giving us the ability to continue making sure that we are heading to the right direction. And if we are going back to dev methodology, it's not a waterfall that we have an approach from the beginning and that's it, we finish. We are agile, very, very agile. So all of this type of feedback is going back to the dev team, back to the product team, back to the business team. We hear about that from feature capability, from a pricing capability, from licensing capability, and even how we talk about it and how we communicate it. So continue sharing your insights on social media, on our blogs especially. We have internal discussion boards in the IT Pro community. Those are the places. And of course, when you see us, just stop us and give us feedback. And it's happened to me in airports. It's happened to me in so many different places.
I agree.
We love it. Yeah. We just love it. Well, if I'm sleeping, just don't wake me up.
Maybe that's not the good idea, but I take your point on that.
Yes.
But what I already said, the customer connection program, social media, there are lots of ways to interact with the product teams as well. That's what you also say.
Yes.
But
There's also feedback built into product.
Yeah.
Right? The smileys and the frowns, and they go to feature PMs and stuff directly, and they're monitoring that stuff. It's so valuable, right? It's just that we need people to do it.
Yeah, totally.
Take
and
this step.
I think I started on the Intune team a little over 2 years back, and the amount of connection that I've built outside of Microsoft in this community is phenomenal. And it doesn't happen with every product team. I talk to my other leads on the several other 1P products, and they're like, how is it that you have so many customers and what is so unique about Intune? And I'm like, I think that's where I will give a lot of kudos to folks like Lior and Harjit and other folks, where they kind of are the connection and they get us connected, and from there on we take it forward. But then that initial connection and introduction is so important and critical. I think that's the uniqueness of this whole engagement. And for me, what's even more special and rewarding is when our customers give us feedback, we work through it, and when they see it back in the product, and when we go up on stage, they are like, you folks really take our feedback seriously.
Yes.
You have worked through it. We see it in the product. That's something for me as a product manager extremely rewarding. And I can also say, because previously I was an engineering manager. So for me, coming from both sides of the world, doesn't matter whether you're ideating on the product or implementing it, it's extremely rewarding. And I take this feedback back to my engineers, back to my team, and I say, this is what the customers said. As an example, after my session, yesterday we collected a bunch of feedback, and right away at the night, though despite me being jet lagged and tired, I sent it their way. And they're very happy, right? Because that's exactly what we are looking for. We are eager. And this amount of feedback you necessarily do not get just over a Teams call. And I think that's the uniqueness.
But there's some exceptions, right? Because we also want to push our customers and say, I know you want to see this shiny thing. It looks cool, but what's the business value, right? Give us the business value of why you want this. Is it just for 2 people, or is it going to be more globally, on a bigger scale, right? Because we have investments we need to make too. So,
Yeah, but that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Last question. There will be another session tomorrow with both of you. And I talked already with Lavanya on that yesterday. The future of an IT pro and how to become a prompt engineer. How can Lior become a prompt engineer, Lavanya? Because Lior is more like in the marketing area. So how can we educate him?
So here is what I would say. He will not be able to do what he's doing if he didn't know the product. He's a best use case for me to be able to write amazing prompts, right? Like I will do my litmus test with Lior, and if Lior is able to write the prompts, it's great because at the end of the day, think about our product marketing team as those folks who are the first consumers of our product. If they are not able to understand, we probably have some work to do.
Yeah.
And if they are able to understand, that means you are able to reach out to the broader mass, right?
Yeah.
Because you want the blast radius of impact of the work that you're doing in the product with the broader community. And yeah, it's my great baby.
So it's important from a marketing perspective that you understand what Lavanya is doing on the other side. And what we were talking about yesterday is if you're doing prompts, you need to write down what you're thinking and not only the outcome of it, because when you think, the system needs to learn what you are thinking and doing stuff. Is it easier for you to do that than a technician, for example? Do you think that?
Yeah, so I think the key is to understand your users and put yourself in the shoes of your user. So if I worked in a bakery, I would go to see what type of croissants everyone like. I'm not a good example as I started my career as a dev. and then, but the idea is to understand who you interact with. Similar like everyone in life, right? So when you go to speak to someone, look at AI and look at the prompt is what are you trying to reach, what are you trying to get, and provide the most information and be as specific as you can to get the outcome that you are looking for. So I can do two separate things. If you're going to look at our Microsoft 365 CoPilot to create image, I can say, I'm looking right now at a beautiful view of Lausanne. I can say, create a picture of a boat on the water with a European background, and I will get one outcome. I can say, create a picture of a boat with a fountain in the front and a castle in the background with a European background, specifically located in Switzerland, with a lot of attendees for a conference smoking cigarettes outside. And I will get a lot more accurate outcome of what I'm looking for. So this is the difference. This is the approach. The more specific you are when you understand what you interact with, the better outcome you will get. And this is kind of the mindset that you should have.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking it, because when I'm a technician, take the example that you take. If I'm a local from Lucerne and I look at the view that we have here, I don't see stuff what I see every day because that is normal for me. If I'm from abroad, I see so much details that I never see, and I will describe that. Because I'm a local, I don't see it anymore, and I don't describe that. So if I'm a technician and I think about stuff, what's normal for me, but I need to learn the system. If someone is not a technician, he will ask different questions and probably questions that are more detailed so that the outcome is much, much more better than I do.
Well, we had this conversation with Lavanya yesterday.
Yeah.
And she mentioned the key point is that conversation. Use your prompt like a conversation.
Yeah, but
right?
I am already 2 steps further than I need to, so I need to go back to the basics. So, in my opinion, for me,
I think I wouldn't say you have to go back 2 steps. I will rephrase and I will say you will have to articulate what those two basic steps are when you're asking your third question,
Yeah.
right? And the third question could be your first prompt, doesn't matter. But ensure that the context of the first and the second question is there in your third question. That, I think, is a lot more relatable. You don't necessarily need to ask 10 questions, right? You will be able to get that response that you're looking for. Let's say with 5 prompts, you will be able to get to the accurate response. It's just that how you're phrasing it and as much context you're providing. The part that I really loved about the example you gave about the listen and the view here, right? I am able to draw a parallel analogy to the product, right? We do a lot of bug bash internally, first on the engineering team, then with the engineering, product, UX, and other extended teams, right? But despite all of that, there are bugs our customers find. And the reason for this is there is a unique workflow or something that we internally do not see. That means when I'm looking at this view as a localite versus as a visitor and looking at it for the very first time, I have an eye for something very unique, very different than you have. Because for you, this is like a regular view.
It's normal.
But for me, oh my God, I don't get to see this view. I don't get to the snow-capped mountains, right? Like that's where the difference in perspective comes, and that's the value prop our customers bring to the table, which is what we eagerly wait for.
And if we want to learn this, we need to definitely to attend the session that will be tomorrow morning to learn how to become a prompt engineer. Probably there will be other resources as well.
Very
Share that
simple.
with me.
There's another resource, learn.microsoft.com/copilot. Tons of information there to get you started.
We will do that. We will post that on the description.
And I do have a message to the world.
Come on.
AI is cool. AI will change. AI will make our life simpler, and AI will definitely change the way that we do stuff and think about stuff and approach things. One of the focus things of our session is acknowledge that AI is a fact. There is no need to resist it. You know, back in the beginning of the 1900s, when machinery came and when vehicle were created replaces the horses and all of automation and the internet came, and suddenly instead of using yellow pages we start searching for phone numbers quickly. It's accepting that the change is coming and learning how to utilize the best for your needs, the best for our society as well, and the best for your day-to-day job. So if I had one outcome from this podcast and from our session tomorrow, is go, learn, read, understand. It's moving quickly. You don't want to catch yourself behind. You want to be ahead of everyone, and think about how you can utilize the better and how you can share it with the rest of the people around you to make it a better use and better resource for our time. I can say as a early AI user, because we do work for Microsoft, AI definitely made my life a lot more easier. Thanks to AI, actually thanks to my boss if he's around, I do get to spend more time with my kids and with my family. Pretty nice people, by the way. And I strongly recommend it. So if you have even 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day, go download one of the apps of the AI, CoPilot, and start to just write various prompts and see how things are changing. You change one word, you change one phrase, you change one thing, and see what reaction you get and what responses you get. This is going to help you to understand the mindset of AI, how to think about AI, and not see AI as a scary thing, as actually your best friend.
Yeah.
Not as best friend as Lavanya or Harjit, but AI might be a friend.
But you know, you don't have.
Let's finish with that one.
Yeah, you don't have to learn. You're not on your own. You can learn from others. There's so many examples out there. We got our IT pros, MVPs, someone like Rudy, who posts so much of AI images. And like, how does he do that? You just reach out and say, hey, show me, teach me.
Yep.
And then you start from there. Great messages, guys. Awesome.
Thanks for being here. And hopefully people learn from this. We will put the URLs in the description as well. So find it out. Like and subscribe this video if you like that. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Until the next time.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.